DogWorks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by First Paw Coffee Company, specializing in private label premium blend coffee. If you're serious about coffee, you should check it out. First Paw Coffee's passion is high-quality, small-batch roasted coffee. They take the extra time to taste and get everything perfect before they release new blends. They aim to bring you a cup of happiness each time you pour yourself some coffee. Find out more at ak.dog/free and enter for a chance to win some First Paw Coffee prizes, a book from our collection, and tote bag. One winner will be selected at random each month. That's ak.dog/free.
Admit it, we all have been cooped up far too long with an endless cycle of Zoom calls for work and trying to teach our kids how to navigate virtual school. It has been exhausting and time-consuming, and if you are like many of us, you probably did not get outside as much as you thought you would, but there is still time, and I bet Max or Bella, that is laying on the couch, would be happy to get outside and go on a run with you. Before you grab your running shoes and a leash, take a few minutes to hear our top tips and tricks about running with your dog.
From First Paw Media, sponsored by Alaska Dog Works Professional Canine Training Center in Anchorage, Alaska. This is DogWorks Radio, committed to families and their dogs to build lifelong and fulfilling relationships. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert and Michele Forto.
Hello and welcome to DogWorks Radio. This is your host, Michele Forto, and I am the lead trainer of Alaska Dog Works. If you routinely run with a dog, you already know it can be the best part of your day. Running gets both of you outdoors, infusing you with euphoria, making natural endorphins, and bolstering the already tight bond that exists between you. Exercising with your dog does not require a gym membership nor special equipment. It does demand an able mind and body and a willingness to do it. Your dog may be the best personal trainer you've had or are likely to have. He never complains about the weather, gently reminding you it's time to run on the days you don't want to go. He might even bring you his leash. But should you run with your dog? Is he up for the challenge of exercise? Always eager to please and unrelentingly enthusiastic about going outside in general? He's not likely to let on if he shouldn't run. He may not even know it himself. Whether you and he are already seasoned runners or you're considering fostering this special workout partnership, be advised, some dogs make better runners than others, and some really should not run at all. Know before you go. Run safely with your roadworthy dog to reap all the benefits of this wonderful outdoor activity. Wait. He's a dog. All dogs were made to run, right? When we're speaking of his ancestor, the wolf, the answer is yes. Ancient wolves could run as far as 60 miles or 100 kilometers a day in pursuit of food. They were built for it and accustomed to it. The modern-day wolf only covers about half that distance in a day, but the domestic dog has been fed from a bowl for hundreds of years. Those roaming instincts were long ago pruned away. Even an average runner is asking a modern dog to do something unusual. He is made to sprint, not to cover long distances. Running can strain his tendons and joints, especially if he is still young. A developing skeleton is at risk of permanent damage when it is pushed beyond capacity. The damage occurs when an immature dog's muscles tire and can no longer support the frame. This results in bones abrading bones. Most vets recommend waiting until a dog is a year old before training him to run with you, and longer for large breeds. Age notwithstanding, some dog breeds do seem more adaptable to long-distance running with proper training and conditioning. The best running dogs tend to be young, short-haired, large breed dogs with long noses. Other dogs are content with a brisk walk around the block. Examples are short-legged dogs and toy breeds, dogs with short faces, and giant breeds. Resist asking your dog to go for a rigorous run if nature did not intend it. Some performance dog nutrition. Your dog became an athlete when you pressed him into service as your personal trainer. He's more than willing to do it, but you owe him the best nutrition to meet the rigors of running. Calories and nutrients are important to any runner's diet, human or otherwise. Feed your running dog the following. 1. A meat-rich diet. 2. A protein-rich diet. 3. A digestible calcium-rich diet. 4. Food with lots of micronutrients. And 5. Food that contains good bacteria and enzymes. Watch for weight gain in a dog who is fed a high-energy diet but does not get enough exercise to compensate for it. And consider adding glucosamine and chondroitin to your senior canine's diet for his health joint. Remember, avoid feeding a dog an hour before or after a run to reduce the risk of gastric torsion or bloat. Running requisite. Take your dog to the vet. Dogs don't complain. He may have a nagging health issue he can't tell you about. Ask your veterinarian to give your companion animal a thorough bumper-to-bumper evaluation before beginning a workout regimen, and by all means, make sure he is current on his vaccinations. When you mention running, your vet will pay particular attention to your dog's heart, lungs, and joint health. There are several potential health issues that may influence your running plans. Better to be safe than sorry. Your vet can also advise you about your dog's predisposition to hip or elbow dysplasia, and they may set you on a course of treatment if necessary. And a senior dog may not be roadworthy. Your vet will weigh in. A pre-existing condition in your dog does not mean you absolutely can't run with him, but it certainly can and should shape your running habits. For starters, learn your dog's normal gait and resting heart and respiratory rates as a baseline against which to measure the same during long-distance runs. And ask your vet to show you how to recognize a medical issue if it occurs during a run. Then hit the road. There is nothing like running with your dog to galvanize your already tight bond with him. I'm going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we're going to dive deep behind the breed and learn all about the Doberman Pinscher.
So earlier you learned about First Paw Coffee Company, and now I'm going to tell you about its Tail Wagger Blend. First Paw Coffee Company's Tail Wagger Blend is their first offering, and its name and label were crowdsourced from their Facebook fans. How cool is that? The Tail Wagger Blend is a private label premium blend that was developed just for them. It is a medium roast from Colombian beans with tastes of Brazil nuts, grapefruit, and oak. Be sure to go to ak.dog/free and enter to win a bunch of cool prizes. That's ak.dog/free.
Hey guys, we are back, but before I dive into the Doberman Pinscher, I want to go back a little bit and remind you guys that as a dog musher, one of my favorite things to do with my dogs isn't to go running because I personally can't run because of my own injuries, but I bike jor with my sled dogs in the off season. And I have a couple of clients coming up in this week where we are teaching their young dogs how to canicross, which is running with your dog out in front of you in preparation for ski joring season and the end of bike joring season. And I just want to let you guys know, you're going to want to watch out for the same types of things that we just discussed about running with your dog, as well as any other kind of adventure sport that you're choosing to do with your dog that's going to put any kind of strain on their body, whether it be respiratory, heart and lungs, or joint health. You always want to have your dog checked out by your veterinarian on a regular basis if you're doing athletic or adventure type stuff with your dog. And not only that, start off slow, start off light and easy, and don't think just because you can run 3, 6, 9, 12 miles at a time, your dog may only be able to run half the distance that you normally run, and that's after you've started them off at a really short distance. We're talking half a mile, and then you build on that. So remember, even if you are a seasoned runner, your dog is not, and will require you to do some endurance training with them to build them up and get them ready for those longer distances with you, building up their lung capacity as well as their muscle and joint health. All right, let's move on into the Doberman Pinscher. All about the Doberman Pinscher. Dobermans are compactly built dogs, muscular, fast, and powerful, standing between 24 to 28 inches at the shoulder. The body is sleek but substantial and is covered with a glistening coat of black, blue, red, or fawn with rust markings. These elegant qualities, combined with a noble wedge-shaped head and an easy athletic way of moving, have earned Dobermans a reputation as royalty in the canine kingdom. A well-conditioned Doberman on patrol will deter all but the most foolish intruder. Here's some quick facts. The temperament is loyal, fearless, and alert. The AKC breed popularity ranks them 17th out of 195. Height is 26 to 28 inches for the male and 24 to 26 inches for the female. Their weight is 75 to 100 pounds for the male and 60 to 90 pounds for a female. They have a life expectancy of 10 to 12 years, and they are classified in the working group. The history of the Doberman Pinscher. Since the invention of money, one thing has been certain at all times and in all places: the tax collector is never a welcome visitor. In certain precincts of 19th century Germany, the reception was downright hostile. All too aware of this was taxman and dog breeder Louis Doberman, with 2 N's, from the town of Apolda. He hoped to breed an imposing but dependable protector to accompany him on his rounds. Doberman's handiwork was a larger, less refined version of the Pinscher that today bears his name minus one of those N's, which was dropped somewhere along the way. Historians mention the black and tan terrier, forerunner of the Manchester Terrier, German Pinscher, Rottweiler, and smooth-coated herding dogs among the components of Doberman's new breed. The tax collector dog quickly gained an international reputation as a working dog supreme. Dobes have excelled at police and military canine duty, as therapy dogs and service dogs for the disabled, as searchers and rescuers, and in competitive dog sports. During World War II, the United States Marine Corps Dobermans of the Pacific won the breed great fame. 25 of these loyal devil dogs died during the battle for Guam. With their muscular good looks and proud gait, Dobies are consistent winners in the ring. A Dobie named Storm won Westminster's Best in Show 2 years running, 1952 and 1953. The Doberman Pinscher came to the AKC in 1908 and has since reigned as one of America's most popular working breeds. Care and training of a Dobie, feeding an excellent quality dog food throughout his lifetime is critical for the Doberman. The Doberman puppy should be fed an age-appropriate diet approved by the dog's breeder or veterinarian. Treats can be an important aid in training, but giving too many can cause obesity. Learn about which human foods are safe for dogs and which are not. Check with your vet if you have any concerns about your dog's weight or diet. Ample amounts of clean, fresh water should be available at all times. The Doberman is an energetic athlete who needs a lot of exercise and free play. A Doberman will enjoy going for long walks or hikes with his owner, and having a large fenced area where he can run is vital for his physical and mental well-being. Participation in canine sports such as obedience, tracking, and agility will provide exercise for mind and body and fun times together for dog and owner. Dobermans are very intelligent, learn easily, quickly respond, and make loving and fun companions. However, they are very strong dogs and become pushy, destructive, and unmanageable if not raised properly. Socialization starting in puppyhood is imperative, as is obedience training. Puppy training classes are highly recommended as well. It is every Doberman's owner's responsibility to ensure that the dog is raised to be a happy, well-mannered companion and canine good citizen. The Doberman should always live inside the home with his people rather than outdoors. Do you want to learn how to train your Doberman Pinscher to be one of the best trained dogs? Check out our website, alaskadogworks.com. And did you know that Dogworks Radio is much more than a podcast? We are also a family-run, full-service dog training company based in Alaska, but we have worked with clients all over the country. I urge you to check us out on our social channels. Just search Dogworks Radio. And as always, the best thing you can do is rate and review our podcast wherever you are listening, and tell your friends and family about us too. See you next time.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by First Paw Coffee Company. Learn more at firstpaw.coffee.
From First Paw Media, this is Dogworks Radio. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you'll see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert and Michele Forto. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media. Did you know that Alaska Dogworks trains service dogs for those in need throughout North America? Each and every service dog that is trained through the Lead Dog Service Dog Program and Michele Forto and her team has an individual training plan. We train for autistic, mobility, psychiatric, and PTSD for our soldiers for service work. If you know of someone that may need a service dog, please take a moment and check out Alaska Dogworks on social media and at alaskadogworks.com.